Hi, welcome back to yoga. I'm Deborah, and this is Adami Fit Yoga. We concentrate on using our chair for support and balance in these videos. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. And if you love it, please subscribe. All right, friends, today we're going to do a short video concentrating on stretching and strengthening our lower back. And to do so, we also always have to do a little core exercise. So if you've been having trouble with your lower back, this will be a great release and strengthening for that lower back area. Also, my very first words of advice when somebody tells me that their back is hurting is, have you had enough water today? So without proper hydration, you are going to have aches and pains all over your body. So before you run to that ibuprofen, please try hydration first. Then try stretching and yoga. Always, always talk to your doctor before you start anything new. And yeah, all that business out of the way, let's get started, shall we? So let's just bring our focus to the task at hand. Roll your shoulders back and down. Oh, that felt good. Let's do it again. Inhale, bring those shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Let's just think about our posture for a moment. Weight is equally on our feet, on our bottom. Our shoulders are in line with our hips, and we're going to bring our head back in line with our spine. So that's a little bit further back than most of us hold our head. So just go ahead and lift your chin and be proud of yourself. Find your posture. And take a deep breath. With your next breath, I want you to think about creating space between your vertebrae and becoming taller. Every time you finish one of these videos with me, I want you to feel taller. I want you to feel more confident. I want you to feel aligned with your body. So just making little micro adjustments as you breathe, finding your posture. We'll start just by loosening up that spine a little bit. We're going to take both hands and put it on the outside of our right leg or our chair and take a look behind us. Stay tall. We always want to elongate before we rotate. If you take nothing else from these videos, please take that away. Elongate before you rotate. Let's go the other direction, please. Take a look behind you. Take a look. See what you see. Find something to look at. Because next time we come around, I'm going to ask you to look a little further. Let's go all the way back to the right. Taking a look. Now we want to make sure our knees stay solid. Don't let them fall either way. We want to turn the spine. And if this is uncomfortable for you, a little bit less. You don't have to force it, please. No. You may feel a little stretch opening up on that shoulder as you look behind, if you drop that shoulder away from your ear. Let's rotate back to the left. Again, if your body will let you, try to look just a little further. As we loosen up that spine, sometimes we can get a little bit more rotation. Some of us have spines that say, "Are you kidding me?" This is as much as I'm going, and that's okay too. Working within your range of motion, we're going to do it one more time to each direction. Stay tall, elongate. And then we'll take it the other way. That feels better to me already. Let's come back to the center. We're going to put our hands on our legs, and we're just going to round our back into a nice cat stretch. Round your back. Go ahead and scoop your pelvis forward and under and bow your head. I'm on my microphone string here a little bit, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Rounding, 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 really trying to scoop out your body. I'm looking down and seeing a lot of cat hair on my body, even though I did use a lint roller before this video. And pull back. That's the beauty of a long-haired orange cat. Now I'm arching my back. I'm pushing my heart up and forward. I'm pushing my belly button down towards the floor. My hips and my shoulders are going back. My gaze goes only up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. We don't want to hyperextend that neck. No compression, always elongating. Let's round, round, round. Let's move at our own pace here. I know, I'm getting really chatty. Shh. Use your breath as a guide. Moving back and forth between that cat and cow. Really open up your back. And let's do it one more time. I'm doing everything in threes today for some reason. Seems like that kind of day. And bring it up. And round, be big, open your heart. And let's come to a neutral spine, friends. We're gonna move to the edge of our seats. And we're gonna sit nice and tall. We're gonna do a halfway lift, but here in the chair. So we don't have to lift anything. I have my hands right here on my legs or holding onto the chair. Please do not hold the back of your chair. It will go bloop, and then you'll be on the floor, and that's against the rules. No falling. All right, so I'm nice and tall. My spine is as tall as it can be, and I'm just gonna put my hands on my thighs and lean forward. Now, some of you may have more flexibility in those hamstrings and your lower back, and if you wanted to put your hands on your shins, that would be just fine. Please do not push against a straight knee. That can lead to injury. So I'm going to show you from the side how tall I am through my spine. And then just adding that lean, that should feel a little pull in your hamstrings. Now pull your toes towards you and make that stretch a little bit deeper. Remember, you can be down here if you prefer, but please don't round because that's going to release the stretch. When our hamstrings get tight, that lower back also feels the stress of that tightness. It's all connected. That posterior chain works together. Nice and tall. So you can see my fingertips are on my shins, but the heels of my hands are off because I don't want to push against that knee. Safety first. Nice and tall. Are you breathing? Whew. Are you feeling that stretch? Could you adjust if you needed to? Walk a little further. You bet you can. One more breath. And then relax, release. Go ahead and sit up, friends. Here we are. We're going to put our left leg out in front of us. We're just going to make this stretch a little more intense. We're going to put the right foot on top if we can. If you need to put foot on top of those shoelaces, you certainly may. We're going to sit tall once again. We're going to do the exact same stretch. It's just a little more intense here. I'm going to keep my hands on the chair this time. Lift your heart. And forward we go. Oh my goodness, do you feel that stretch? If you don't, readjust. Pull that toe, find your posture. Oh, let it open up. Now you may feel it a little bit more in that upper back. I certainly do. One more breath, and then we're going to add on a little spinal rotation, maybe a little shoulder stretch. So we're going to take this left hand, and it's going to go to the outside of that right leg. We're going to turn our torso. Remember, always elongate first. Then we'll lean out. If you don't feel like you need the support of your right hand on the chair, it can open behind you. That's going to strengthen that core. Add a little turn on the spine. And we're still getting a great stretch through that hamstring, maybe up into the hip a little bit and into that lower back. Take a look back at your thumb. Let that left shoulder relax. Maybe you're feeling a little pull through that shoulder. Oh, so many great stretches in one. Remember, try not to round. That's going to release as tall as you can be. It's going to be different for all of us. One more breath. And we'll release. Let's smile and switch. Left foot on top. Maybe it's on top of those laces. Maybe it's still side by side. Whatever works best for your body. Nice and tall. Elongate. Then left hand on the chair, right hand on the outside of that leg. Take a look. Find your place first. And then if your body will let, oh, you know, I didn't start this way on the other side. We'll get there. Open up. Oh my goodness. Can you see that thumb? Boop, 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 boop. Push that right shoulder down away from your ear. Pull that left toe towards your body. Oh, goodness gracious. One more breath. And we'll come back to center and we'll pick up what we skipped. Who's in charge here? Find your posture, add a little lean forward, holding onto that chair. Pull that toe as close to your forehead as you can. So I'm shooting it right towards my forehead. Don't forget to breathe. It may feel pretty intense back there on that hamstring. If you start to shake, just take a little break, come back to it. And we know that stretch should not be painful, right? So if anything ever hurts in a negative way, please do not press through. Take a break, make a modification, take that foot back to the floor, whatever you need, and we'll relax. Let's just do one for those inner thighs right here. Open up those hips nice and wide. Take a deep breath, reaching all the way up. Our palms find each other and come down through the heart center. Our belly button is nice and tight. And we'll press our hearts forward. You say, Deborah, why in the world am I stretching my inner thighs when this is a lower back stretching routine? Our hips are so connected to lower back pain. So even if you don't think your hips are tight, they might be, and that could be causing this to hurt and flare up. So we want to keep those hips mobile, loose, and strong. One more breath. And we'll come back to the center nice and tall. Let's bring our left foot in front of us. Our right foot, we're going to bring right into our heart. Sit up nice and tall. Give it a squeeze and let it go. Now left leg's coming up. Give it a squeeze. Check your posture and let it go. I'm going to show you this from the side. I'm staying as tall as I can. Right leg up and in. And release. Left leg up and in, nice and tight, and release. Remember, we're not trying to bring it to our forehead. We're trying to bring it into our chest. Up and squeeze. Now, for some of us, the range of motion is going to be different. Thank goodness we're all different. Pull it in and relax. I'm going to turn to face you. All I want you to do is keep your feet on the floor and your bottom on that chair. And take your shoulders around in a big circle right here in the chair. Try to smooth out that circle and hit every part of it that you can. Now this circle is going to be different on all of us. Some of us will have a smaller range of motion. Some of us will have a bigger range of motion. Anywhere in between is all good. Keep your feet on the floor. Keep your bottom on the chair. Control with your core. So we're strengthening, we're stretching all at the same time, and we're smiling. Don't forget that. Let's take it around the other direction when you get to a good place to reverse. You may feel those hips loosening up a little bit too as you move around this circle. Oh, goodness gracious, don't forget to breathe. We're going to go around one more time, friends. And we're nice and tall. Let's get the outside of those hips now that we've loosened everything up. We're going to put a foot on top of that opposite and let that knee just open up. Or maybe that knee comes, or that ankle, this is an ankle and this is a knee. On top of each other, find your posture, and then you should feel that hip open up. If this is not enough stretch for you, you can add a press forward with your heart. Just make sure you're keeping that spine nice and tall. When we round, we're releasing, and we're actually creating more pain in that lower back. So tall, tall, tall. Ask your hip to open up and relax. Find your breath. We never want to push on it. We're just going to use our mind. Push with your mind, not your hands. One more breath, asking that hip very nicely to open up and relax. And we'll sit tall. Let's put that foot on the floor and we'll switch sides. Now, what if you say, Deborah, on one side, I can get an ankle to the opposite knee, but on the other, I can't. Just work where it works for your body. Maybe on one side you need to add a little press forward with the heart, and on the other you don't. That's okay. Again, no pushing. Find your posture. Find your breath. Let it relax. If you want to close your eyes, that's okay, but no sleeping. Just relax that hip. Relax your mind. One more breath. And we'll set that foot down. Friends, on this next, we're going to do a little forward fold here in the chair. If you have trouble with your blood pressure, I want you to make sure you're keeping your head above your heart. And always, always keep in mind that how far over you go is how far over you have to go back up. So make sure you're in control. We're going to take a nice deep breath, reaching all the way up if your shoulders will let you, and then dive out and let that body relax. Remember, keeping the head above the heart if you have trouble with your blood pressure. If you don't, you can drop that head, breathe into your lower back, and then we're going to straighten up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to find our perfect posture. And we're going to let those shoulders roll down our back. Oh, let's do that again, friends. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, coming over. Now, if I'm going too fast or too slow for you, find the rhythm of your breath. And we're going to roll it up with our next inhale. Coming up, coming up, coming up. And as you exhale, those shoulders will roll down your back. Show me your palms. Put your head in line with the spine. Let's do that one more time, friends. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Try to touch the ceiling, be as tall as you can be, and then exhale, come through the screen. Hold my hands. And then when your body says it's time, just relax, release. Breathe into that lower back. And then let's come all the way up. And we'll drop those shoulders back and down. Palms are forward. Head is in line. Finding our breath. Reaching the floor with our fingertips. Touching the ceiling with the top of your head. Remember, I said at the beginning of the video you should feel taller when this is over, and I hope you do. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you checking me out. If you like it, tell somebody, subscribe, like it, send me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Namaste.